Hey guys, it's AFL Fantasy King back again with another AFL Fantasy video for 2017. I'm going to start here talking today about the players to bring in this week. So I'm just going to talk about the rookies because you can bring in any premium this year because there's a lot of premiums in fantasy, but the rookies that you should bring in for this week. Brennan Cox, for starters, he has a negative break even. He scored back-to-back 60s. He did score 20-something on debut, so it's best to stick him in the bench, but he will make money. So if you got to trade him in your bench in defensive forward, and he's got job security as well. Second of all is Luke Ryan. I think he's on a break even of 5. Probably a bit late to trade him in now, but he'll still make a bit of cash. Alex Witherden for the Brisbane Lions had 28 disposals and 96 points. He still comes very affordable, and I think he still is on a negative break even, so it's not too late to trade him in as well. Sean Darcy, well, absolutely unbelievable in the ruck. He's probably going to be their sole ruck for Fremantle for the rest of the year, unless if they put Griffin alongside him. Sean Darcy has been amazing in his first 2 games, and even after this week, if he scores a solid score, it's still not too late for him to be traded in. He'll probably average 80-85 for the rest of the year, which is unbelievable for a 19-year-old ruck. He's doing better than Braden Bruce. Who would have thought? So, yeah, you can even somehow downgrade Nankervis, or even Stephen Martin, because I heard people were talking about trading Stephen Martin to a Sean Darcy. That is unbelievable. He's got a really good job security as well, so he won't be dropped from the side. He still comes very cheap. He's on a negative break-even of 22, so he's almost a must-have at this point. And a fifth player I want to talk about today is Malcolm Carpety. He scored 3 goals and 95 fantasy points against the Western Bulldogs. His lowest score for the year was like 50-something, so he'll guarantee to make you cash. I think he's played 3 or 4 games this year, so it's still not too late to trade him in. But yeah, he's also almost a must-have as well, because he comes at a very affordable price, in my opinion anyways. So here are my top 3 captain picks for round 16. Number 3 is Tom Mitchell. Gets the job done every single week. He is guaranteed to score at least 105 points, which doubles up to 210. So there's no risk going for him. Even when he's up against a tough opposition, he will still manage to score well. He is up against GWS Giants, who are the hardest team to score against, so that comes as a bit of a factor, but he is averaging the most points this year in AFL Fantasy, so he's a reliable pick. Number 2 comes at a huge surprise. Josh P. Kennedy up against the Gold Coast Suns. The second half of the year for him in the past couple of years has been outstanding. He is up against Gold Coast, who are one of the easiest sides to score against. And there's so much contributing factors. I think he's got a good record against the Gold Coast Suns as well in terms of fantasy points. So I do not see why not even chuck the captaincy on him, because he's so reliable. He scored at least 95 points for 7 weeks straight, I think. That's definitely a reliable pick. Number 1 doesn't really come as a surprise. Patrick Dangerfield against the Brisbane Lions. He will go absolutely bananas against them. He has been in amazing form in the past couple of weeks. He's scored, I think, 120 or more fantasy points in the past 4 or 5 weeks. This guy's just an absolute champion of the AFL. And I do not see why not chuck the captaincy on him, like I am going to do. He is an absolute gun. So before I get to my team, I'm going to show you my score and my rank. I scored 2,284 points, which my round rank was the second best of the year so far, 2,442, which isn't that good to be honest, because last year at this stage, I think my highest position for a certain round was in the top 60, so not 2,442. It's still not really a lot. My overall rank has gone up quite a bit though, from 6,298th to 5,070th. So I'll get to my team now, and I'll show you what I've done right. So here's my team for round 16. My +3 for that round was probably Toby Nankervis. 108 was very surprising for me. It's a very good score considering I was about to trade him out. And now, since he's up against St Kilda, which is Billy Longer in a ruck, which is probably going to be very good for Nankervis. He is held on to my team for just one more week. -3 had to belong to Jake Barrett. Oh my goodness, he's starting to bleed out cash now. 30, I expected a 50 or even a 60 from him, and a 30 was just terrible in what was going to be a very good score for my team. He scored lower than Beach. I reckon he will be omitted this week, but it wouldn't be surprising if they kept him in the side as well, considering that he was a part of a winning team. My defense was very solid. My lowest score was Laird. Ryan scored higher than him with 77. But Noons, Lloyd, Newman, Adams, and Doherty, as usual, all done very solid. My midfield, Tom Mitchell, was a pretty good captain's pick. I know a lot of people picked Stuck Merritt, and that's why I went up so much in a rank. But Dangerfield, done very solid. Dustin Martin, done solid. Tom Rockcliffe, disappointing. He's bleeding a lot of K. I got him at 700k, and he's almost lost 100k for me. Yeah, I think he has lost 100k. Adam Chalor was a bit disappointing, but he's been very good over the past couple of weeks. Andrew Gaffer's very good. Josh Kennedy was good as usual, and Powell Pepper has been very good in the past 2 weeks. Stephen Martin was a bit disappointing game with Archie Smith in the ruck. Hopefully he gets dropped, and I'm feeling it this week. And Toby Nankervis done very good against Ryder. They allowed there was a lot of stoppages. But forward, Toby Green didn't play, so I had Aaron Black score, which was a bit disappointing for me because I know Green is a top 6 forward, but Black's score kind of fit in that hole, and 66 isn't too bad when you really think about it. Heaney, 86, was a bit disappointing, but he's still a top 6 forward any day of the week. Still came back with a bang. I don't know how he got dropped in the first place. Dalhouse was... he's been very ordinary over the past month or so. He's not a top 6 forward in my opinion. Barrett, who I'm going to trade out, and Greenwood is just making lots of cash. So here are my trades ahead for round 15. I traded out Jake Barrett because he's starting to bleed out a lot of cash now, and he could even be dropped, but it's unlikely. But he's bleeding cash now. I think his break-even's in between 90 to 100, and he's not going to get that. So he's one of the players that's traded out. But Kenzie Willis, who probably won't get another game for the rest of the year, was very ordinary when I traded him in. He comes straight out of my team. Who I traded in, Malcolm Carpenter, he's going to make a lot of cash for me. Likewise, Alex Witherden. I know I couldn't get Sean Darcy in there quite just yet, but I'm hoping Toby Green plays because, you know, that's going to hurt me if otherwise. Hopefully Aaron Black doesn't get dropped either, otherwise I'm going to cop Beach's score, who might even get dropped as well. So I might even have a donut this week. And I'm not going to hold Jake Barrett for another week because I'm doing more of a season thing, you know. And Jake Barrett is probably going to score another 30 or 40, which isn't worth it anyways. So here's my team preview for round 16. As you can see, quite a lot of improvements have been made to this team. Got a little bit of a worn chest as well. I think I've got 150k in my bank, and I'm ready for to take on for round 16. I'm feeling lucky, but I'm feeling kind of unlucky at the same time with Toby Green. As soon as I trade him in, he's just been injured, and I hope hopefully for me he comes back this week. My defense, very solid as usual. Not a player under 500k, which is absolutely unbelievable. My defense is pretty much set for the rest of the year. My midfield, not much I can improve from there as well, other than Sam Powell-Pepper, who I'm going to upgrade in a few weeks, but he's also been very good in the last few weeks. And it's a bit of a dilemma who to field between Alex Witherden and Sam Powell-Pepper. I'm feeling more towards Witherden, but Powell-Pepper as well has been very good in the past couple of weeks. My ruck stock, Stephen Martin, who's up against Geelong, so he's back in Brisbane where he rucks better. And Geelong don't have the strongest ruck, so hopefully he gets 100 from me. And Toby Nankervis, as I said, he's up against Billy Longer. He could even ton. As for my forward, that's I think that's the area I need to work on the most. Isaac Heaney, Jack Steele, both set for my forward for the rest of the year. Toby Green as well, but he's a bit injury prone over the past couple of weeks. Hopefully he comes back though, but I'm really doubting it. But he will come back the week after, and that's why I'm holding him. Luke Dalhouse, not a top 6 forward, but he's, going to average at least 90 for the rest of the year. Hugh Greenwood, still going to make quite a bit of cash for me, and Carpenter, who I traded in, going to make cash for me. Black's going to make cash for me. Beach isn't going to make much more cash for me, and I'm actually might consider trading Nankervis to Darcy and upgrading Beach to a premium forward, maybe even Menegola at this stage, but I am unsure about that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week AFL Fantasy video. I know this is longer than any others, but I wanted to make sure that you get covered for the rest of the year. We're very close to finals now, and I want to make sure that people that watch this video are going to make the finals this year. I'm going to give you a bit of a luck charm. But anyways, make sure you leave a like of this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a subscribe as well. And like my Facebook and Twitter pages as well, which is going to be linked down in the description. Until then, I'll see you later until when round 17 approaches. And I'll see you guys later.